Welcome to the Planet 63 Virtual Business Matchmaking Show, the next evolution of discovering Philippine and U.S.-made products and services. This is the show that helps create global sales opportunities and bring Philippine and U.S.-made products and services go from local to global. Thank you for watching the show, and now please welcome the host of Planet 63 from Local to Global, Ferdinand B. Soriano.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Planet 63's From Local to Global, the Experts Edition. Now, you're probably wondering, why did we call it the Experts Edition? Well, on our regular show, it's all about the guest presenters. They talk about their products and are looking for tips and a connection with potential buyers like wholesalers, distributors, and online retailers. Now, most of the time, these tips and suggestions and feedbacks are given by the panel experts on the show. So we rely on them a lot to give and help a lot of the presenters on the show. Now, in this edition, we want to focus on getting our audience to know a little bit, well, no, I shouldn't say a little bit, a lot about the caliber and the experience and all the experience that most of our panel experts have and how awesome they are. So in this first episode of the show Planet 63 Local to Global, the Expert Edition, we have the queen of marketing, and she's been called that. I put a smile on my face because the reality is she is, and she does a lot of the things that she does because of her vast experience, and she's very respected in the community. But to help me introduce the queen of marketing in the Philippines, I want to go ahead and bring up my counterpart in the Philippines. He's the Philippine franchise guru himself. He is Butz Bartolome in the Philippines of GMB Franchise. Hi, Butz.
Hi, good evening in California and good morning in the Philippines. Yes, yeah. How are you, Ferdy, today?
I am excellent. It's a beautiful day outside. It's still some light, so I'm good. How's everything with you there?
Well, I'm excited to meet the Queen, Her Royal Highness on marketing.
Well, she's been dubbed that, and I know you've known her for a while also. So I appreciate you bringing her onto our team to be able to help potential U.S. exporters go to the Philippines and be guided by that. So thank you for introducing us to our guests. So can I go ahead and introduce her?
Yeah, with pleasure, Ferdy.
Perfect. Thank you, Butz. Now let me resume what I was saying. The name of her company is called Gifted Minds PR and Marketing Consultancy, okay? It's a single proprietorship business and strategic marketing firm, and it was established in 2006, and now in its 15th year. Now, their objective is to assist companies and other service-oriented companies in reaching their business goals through strategic PR and media buys. They create, conceptualize, design, and execute events, marketing, public relations, promotions, and productions for companies with different market needs. Now, they also have a digital arm that specializes in branding and strategy in digital communications and digital transformation. Now, I'm very happy to announce or present to you the queen of marketing in the Philippines, and I like to do it, tell everybody that. Please welcome Jesusa, Corazon, Achacoso-Cruz, aka Susie, of Gifted Minds PR and Marketing.
Well, happy blessed evening. Hi. Also privileged to be called the Queen. But did you know that I'm really called Mother of all mankind, Mother of media, and everybody calls me Mother. But the Queen is at par with the Mother. So happy morning, Kuya Butch and Ferdinand. A blessed evening to USA.
Yeah, I'm glad that we get to showcase your presence, because obviously in the show it's a teamwork and it's all about the presenter, because we're helping Philippine manufacturers and U.S. manufacturers. But I did not, we need to show that the people that are in the behind the scenes, so to speak, or in the background, they have a lot of talent, and we need to showcase that. And one of the things that I like about you is that you're very humble in many ways, and you've accomplished a lot. And so we have so much to talk about, but little time to do that. So why don't we get started? And I'll ask her the first question, okay? But is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. With that being said, let me start that off because it's always a question for me. Why did you name your company, Gifted Minds, Susie?
Number one, I wanted it first to be gifted brains, but it was too boastful. And I said, oh my, I shouldn't have that. Although it was a name when you register, it is available. Well, I was thinking of the brain and looking at the right and left side of the brain. I felt that the right side of our brain is the avatar for creativeness. And
Mm.
of course, it expresses emotions. I told myself, oh, I think I'll try. And anything that I do, I always pray before I register it. I always, funny, one shot deal, I got the title. And true enough, that I was able to get the name Gifted Minds. And it's something that, in fact, when everybody approaches me, why did you name it Gifted Minds? The same question that you're asking me now. And when I share it, they said, yeah, it's the area that we have in life that we have not really expounded or explored. So that's the story of Gifted Minds as
Well,
a name, as a brand.
I'm always fascinated by the origin of names. So obviously, that to me is very fascinating. Boots, did you always know about the Gifted Minds and what you called it, Boots?
Yeah, and Susie. I have known Susie for, well, I hate to say it, but decades. As we
Uh, Around many pounds, months, and summers ago, around 100 pounds ago.
yeah, I gave her a lift in my Beetle in 1962 model Beetle,
Oh
and
my
she's still
gosh.
Wow,
she fitted in that Beetle.
you
That
guys are
goes to show how
really
small she was.
you're dating yourself. But see, I love the fact that you guys been friends for a while, and I love it. But see, I'm always looking at it from my perspective. I look at both of you from the perspective that when you have so much experience, and that's the reason why I love this collaboration between these companies, because at the end of the day, we're able to, you guys, because of your experience, especially you, Susie, in the marketing aspect, you're able to really give insightful stuff in the show. Now, speaking of insightful and all of that, now, what motivated you to venture into the PR company to begin with? Because I know that obviously that's your specialty, but how did you get into the PR company, or how did you get into the PR industry?
Oh, wow. It's like this. I worked in a corporate world. I went multinationals that Kentucky Fried Chicken Philippines, A&W restaurants, and that's where Butch and I had a chance to bond with each other. And then we were the Batman and Robin. I don't know who's Batman and I don't know who's Robin. But one thing nice with this, I was so active with the Philippine Association of National Advertisers.
Mm-hmm.
It's called PANA. I used to be the board member there for 8 years, and I was a member of the advertising board of the Philippines for 4 years. And then
Wow.
we always had very good events. And then, there was a time they were telling me, Susie, can you do this some seeding of my PR? I could not reach this publication. Susie, can I have this? Susie, it's all about Susie, Susie, Susie. And I said, okay, I'll help you. I'll help you. Come to think of it, in fact, I say thank you to my friends in media with the little tokens. I bake, I gave them little notes, little something. And I said, why can't I make it into a career? So, Dr. Noni Azarcon, the late Dr. Noni Azarcon, was the executive director of PANA. And he told me, why not? He was my idol, to be honest with you. And I owe my career of PR with him, and also Butch, of Butch Bartolome. And, uh, and true enough, when I had an account, I had to formalize my company. And then that's where Butch introduced me to Mang Inasal. And and the rest is history. I had to standardize my business. It was really something just fun. I was just fun doing it. People were approaching me. I was helping them. There's money to it pala. Sorry not the money portion, but I think there's a career in it, and that started it.
Well, the beauty of what you just said, and I'm sure Butz will chime in on this too, is that sometimes we're just blessed with some sort of a sign that you're going to
Oh
be doing
yeah.
something like this, and that's the problem. A lot of people don't pay attention to those signs, and obviously you did. And you know, I was just going to be, I was going to be a smart aleck, and I printed your
Oh
resume.
my gosh. Oh, that's
Look
not
at this thing.
updated. That's not
Look
updated.
at this. I mean, everybody watching. Look at this resume. I didn't even want to read it because there's so much, and to me, that's a testament to your staying power, right? To your staying
Mhm.
power to be able to help a lot of people. Your education, your past projects, and it's varied in terms of the industry from food to fashion. I mean, there's a lot of different things in this thing that I go. Well, for one, I like to be funny, but one part I actually got hungry because I kept reading Kentucky Fried Chicken on this thing, and
Oh
but
yeah.
yeah, it's look everybody,
Yeah,
that's
right.
amazing.
But Ferdinand, one thing with Susie is that when I what I saw in her is this her dedication, no? And when I have a client and somebody who needs to be boosted in terms of marketing, I cannot help but think of Susie because of her non-traditional and her passion to fit in the shoes of the client. And
Mm,
that's one thing. I think the secret there is that she's able to fit, she's able to understand, she's able to empathize how the client wants. It's not the money. I mean, the money is there, but
Yeah.
it comes second or third. She's very compassionate, so much so that she calls you once in a while. She sends you food once in a while, and
wow,
and
talk
I
about
always
customer
call her.
service.
I always call her the queen of X deal. You know what X deals? Or X deals, because she would always try to fit the budget of the client, and not come up with say, I want you to have an X factor of amount that you pay me. No.
Mhm.
She tries to fit in. Why? Because she sees what I see. And that's one thing I saw in her. How to work with a team. And
Mhm.
I'm really happy I met this lady.
Well, obviously, like you said,
Can I
Boots.
say something,
Of
Ferdinand?
course, of course.
You know, Butch is one person. I don't go live. This is just the first time with your program with Planet 63. I asked Butch. That's why I don't have a perfect background. I don't have a perfect lighting. I'm not techie and I am behind the scene most of the time. And I think up to this day of my life, I'm not anymore because he broke my silence in the industry. And I think he puts me into guestings. How can I say no to Butch? And there's one story about Butch and I. There was a time he told me this verbatim. We call each other, there's a joke, we call it bakekang. I don't know, it's just an expression. And they said, gusto mo ng negosyo? It all depends, I said. I'll say it in English. If it's Makati, Alabang, I don't like. It's too far. If it's Quezon City, yes. And they said, wow, choosy, he told me. Sabi ko, where is that? Iloilo. I don't like to ride an airplane. I said, guess what? Hi, get this number. This is the number of Injapsia. He has a Midas touch. Keep that number and call him up. I was very naughty. I kept the number. I didn't call him up. My phone rang. It was Injapsia. And then, true enough, that I flew to Iloilo. I called him up, but before I did it, I always pray, really pray, and ask for a sign, like what you mentioned in your program. I am so God centered, and anything
Mhm.
I do, especially when I appear with your program, I had to pray for it because I didn't want to be broadcast. It's true, I don't want. And then a guy that Kuya Butch saw wearing shorts, he shared the story at 29, and the rest is history. That boy, I only asked him one question, and I told him, what would you want to be with what do you like to happen with your brand Mang Inasal? You know what he told me? I only wanted to be the number one in barbecue. Can you help me, Tasu? He called me Tasu, that means Tita Susie or aunt. And I said, promise on my life, I will help you. That guy he was bought for 5 billion in
It's good.
2010.
It's
And
Okay,
not.
now,
Susie,
yeah.
I was
And
going to
I
tell you.
still, yeah.
I was going to tell you that what I got of what you just said is that you don't have to be techie. Obviously,
Yeah.
the part that you're being harnessed or asked to do is to be creative and to be helpful. You're a
That's why it's gifted
storyteller.
minds.
Okay, remember you're a storyteller. Okay, if you're a smart lady. You can find people to do the tech part, but it's very difficult sometimes to come up with the story and how to bring out the best of that particular brand, and that's what you're doing. So forget about the tech part. I wish I was that way with you, in terms of my job, right, Boots? I mean, I don't know. That's how I see it.
Yeah, because I always say what matters is how you put it in your head and what comes out from your
Of
heart.
your heart.
Mhm.
Because for me, you can be techie, but where does it fit? I mean, does it fit the box, or you need to be out of the box?
Mhm.
Uh, and that's how marketing is. That's why I kept looking for people with this kind of caliber. I can't. They always say, first of all, mindset. Oh, that's difficult. Oh, that's too cheap. Oh, if all those kind of attitude or excuses, no way. And that's the reason why when we started with this show and you wanted somebody on marketing, I said, heaven knows if I can push this lady to be in the show. And I did. I mean, it didn't take me much force. So
I didn't have a choice.
I
Well,
have I didn't have to squeeze her or neither talk to her husband, because her husband is also a marketing genius and they work together. I have to give that to my compare.
mhm.
So they're very good tandem. In fact, they work together in KFC, right?
Yeah, KFC.
Yeah.
Well,
So everything is KFC. Okay.
The love
So
story also started at KFC.
yeah, it's really finger licking good.
oh my God! I mean, you can take what you just said in so many directions, Boots. But hey, I'm not going to go there. So
Uh,
okay, since we don't have
Ferdy,
a lot
Ferdy,
of
wait,
time,
wait, wait, Ferdy.
yeah,
People were asking me, where is the link?
Yeah.
I it should be. It's
Where's
already
the
on
link?
YouTube. They can go right now. They can go to Planet 63 Facebook
Yeah,
page. It's there,
yeah.
and
Can you
also
can you send can you send me the link so I can copy it, because
Yeah.
a lot of
They
a
were
lot of
all asking me,
Susie's angels are now saying, where is the
where's the
link? We
link?
want to see
I,
mother.
I am actually
Okay.
trying to do that, but controlling the controls is getting me a little bit of a challenge. So that's the reason
See?
why I'm making sure it
It's
looks
okay
good.
not to be techie.
So what I would suggest is for the people that want to watch this lovely lady and very energetic lady is that there's going to be obviously a replay, but obviously we want everybody to watch it. But at the moment, I have everybody on link. I mean, it's on my Facebook page, my personal, as well as Planet 63 Facebook, and then Planet 63 YouTube.
Hold
So
on.
that's
Let,
why,
let, let me type that. Let me help you out on that.
yeah, go ahead and
Planet
do that for me.
63, right? Is it
Yeah,
Planet 63?
yes.
Uh,
Facebook daw.
Yeah, it's on Facebook, Planet 63.
page.
It should be there.
Okay, local to global. Um, where is it now? Okay, oh, I'm just trying to.
So with that
Uh,
being said, while you're doing that for me, Boots, I mean, we
yeah.
want to take all this precious time in terms of being able to just talk about Susie. But what I wanted to ask you now is that we sort of touched on it a little bit. Now, what are your beliefs about marketing? I'm sure there are certain things that have worked for you, Susie, in terms of how you bring a company to a certain point in their message to where they're making X amount of money because of what you did. So, what are your beliefs when it comes to that? I'm sure a lot of the audience want to know how you go about doing your business.
Well, number one, marketing, as we all know since we were kids or in college, it's about the 4 P's in marketing. The usual, but didn't you know that's already seven P's already, and I think there's the eighth. Oh my gosh. I mean to say, in marketing, the traditional, it plays also, traditional advertising or marketing also plays an important role. Like, for example, there is a brand. The brand is, I only have this much budget. Okay. And right now, because of the emergence of the digital world, I put on the table what they really want. My expertise is really with traditional marketing, which is the print, the radio, the billboards, and etc. And what was missing during my part early years was about the digital side. So I tapped somebody who was my client, who is my client at that time, and at the same time now my partner. They're only 26 years old, 28. That's Criato Consultancy. So in marketing, you have to embrace the change. Don't just tell yourself that. Don't just tell yourself that uh, I am limited because I only know about traditional marketing. You should also know about the non-traditional or the below the line, and especially now the digital marketing. And I'll tell you, no, sometimes it's hard to be too concentrated with digital at this point, but I love the digital world. You know why? Because there are instances that when you make a very good proposal using all the effects, they will say, "Oh, you must be expensive." When I do my proposal, it is only a one pager Word file, and my credentials. And if the market happens to be the younger one, if the market seems to be the younger one, of course they will look for digital. So I have my Criato Consultancy. And
Mhm.
imagine, Edward Chang, who's the owner, is my client, client who turned into families. That's why in marketing, you have to embrace each and every one, not only as a client who's a paying client, but eventually your partner.
Mhm.
Right now I'm not doing any PR for their company, but he became my partner, and I think we expounded more. And especially now, during the times of this pandemic, we have never been that busy together. And you know very well that the online thing and the digital world is the one that's working. That's where we are right now in this platform. But you know, you don't stop on embracing also the traditional side. Kung ano yung what kinalakihan natin, where we grew, the print, the radio, the TV, the billboards, etc. So I think at the end of the day, marketing really is not about what you've learned in school, but what comes out from your heart and mind. That's
Mhm.
where Bush and I really blend together. As he has
Mhm.
mentioned, when I try to help clients, right now, I'll share with you during the pandemic, I made sure that they are okay. And then if I have a window to give free publicity, I will do it. The reason why is because it's about embracing each other right now. And remember when the first portion of the pandemic started, I had to make sure that my clients were okay. I had four big projects, multinational, that were on hold and hold up to this day. Everything has been prepared, but I made sure they were okay. I had a window of making things look normal. I said, "Can I have your releases? I'll help you. I'll help you." Something to that effect. You know, when they were going back to normal a little, they came to me and I said, "Tita, we have a budget, but we can only work with this one." Like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. I said, "For as long as I made sure that your operating costs are okay. You still pay your employees." I have clients that they open their store just for their employees to have income. The more I wanted to embrace them. And I think that's why in fact, Butch was there by my side when the pandemic was at its peak. I would be a hypocrite if I tell you that I wasn't affected because I was thinking more of people. My employees were not working. How would they live? And I'm the queen of X deals also. I said, how about their vitamins so that expand? But every time I ask something and I pray, it is given to me in a plate. I said, Lord, I don't have any more vitamins because I used to make for one client. All the stocks were gone because of the pandemic. I have a friend just approached me. Oh, I'm launching a product of vitamin C and it has calcium. Huh? And the rest is history. I
Well,
always say, Susie, you're not gifted minds. You're gifted mouth. And they say anything you say. Okay, I'm not gifted minds. I'm gifted mouth. Take it literally or not. And I said, okay. Just a while ago, for the record, Aldrich called me up already. We had a talk this morning. It was my breakfast talk. And he was so happy about the show and
Wow.
very happy
Let
about
me
the show.
let me
Yeah.
congratulate Ferdinand there, Susie,
Yes,
Aldrich, the
Ferdinand.
VP
Yeah.
Wellness.
but
And
Susie, I'm going to
yeah,
interrupt you there because you so far you've said so many things that I think maybe people need to put into context. You said something
yes.
about the style of marketing, right? To
Mhm.
me, I've always thought of marketing as it doesn't matter what the medium is, it's just still the way to delivery. Because if you think about the radio, the TV, yeah, I'm sure there's somebody, some millennial that is going to maybe contest what I'm saying, but it's just
Yeah.
my own observation. I feel like I know enough of both sides, traditional and digital, to say that when it comes to marketing, it's just a different form of delivering that message. But you still need to be creative in what you're saying. You still need to be believable. You still need
Yeah.
to be transparent. You need to make sure that what you're saying is relevant. So you could be amazing at digital marketing, but what the message is stupid, or it doesn't ring true. Then who cares whether you did it through digital? But
Yeah.
to me, digital is just another form, but you still need the creative minds like you. Maybe you should have said creative minds as opposed to just gifted minds.
Well, actually, creative is just one portion.
Yeah.
Gifted is something that's given up there.
Mhm.
Creative may be something solid, and that's why that's a part of the right way, the creative side also. And
Mhm.
you know for a fact that you were telling me about the marketing. There was one thing that I want to share with you this pandemic also about marketing.
Mhm.
Marketing doesn't mean only helping people. Marketing is marketing yourself also.
Correct.
Especially my specialty is public relations. You wouldn't believe it. People whom I do not know about service like buying a delivery from a restaurant, all the dispatchers became my friends. I don't even know them. That when my people go there or pick up my goods in a drugstore, it's already ready and said, Mom, it's already here. The stocks are here. I don't know them. I just give them little vitamins, little something. There's one thing, you should always have a grateful heart. Really
Oh
a
yeah.
grateful heart.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
What you
by the way, Ferdinand, we're getting a lot of comments from her friends. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my God.
Yeah.
Maria Telma Valdepeñas,
I
Susie
know.
Achacoso-Cruz, you are
And
the man. Uh-oh. You're
well,
not
to
wearing the
me,
pants, are you?
to, what I'm going to do is I want to get back to some of the comments and then sort of
Yeah.
maybe start to wrap up. But let me go ahead and do like a little break and
Yeah.
show the some words from one of our supporters, and then we'll get back to it, and then we'll start to wrap it up a little bit because as much as I want to spend another hour with you, I realize that
Ah,
everybody's busy, and at the same time, I want to make sure that they understand the essence of what Susie Cruz is about and what your capabilities are. So I want to wrap it up by going ahead and continuing ask you at least two more questions, but we'll do
okay.
that right after we do a quick break, okay?
Uh,
All right, we're back, everybody. Thank you again for staying tuned to Planet 63. from local to global. We're calling this the Experts Edition because we have two experts. We have Butz Bartolome, the Philippine franchise guru, which is my co-host on the show, on the regular show. And also, we're here highlighting or showcasing the queen of marketing in the Philippines when it comes to PR and marketing and all of that and digital. So, the queen is Susie, also Achacoso-Cruz, I should say also. And I want to just go ahead and continue the conversation that we've been having with her. A lot of the stories that she's brought out gives you is she's not just a professional, but she's a professional with heart. That's how I'm picking her up right now. So with that being said, let's continue with at least two more questions with her. And I want to ask her, with the fast pace of marketing, what's happening in the industry with digital and all that, like you just mentioned, how are you dealing with all of that? How do you cope with that? And then after that, maybe you can tell me how all of that is coming into play. How do you continue to love the job that you do?
Okay, number one, you just have to embrace change. And you cannot have everything in one plate. Like my expertise may be the traditional. So I top Criato Consultancy, a 29-year-old guy who happens to be my client, became my partner now. Oh, they're all techie. In fact, an hour from now, we have a presentation. He's going to present because it's more techie and the client is also techie. So at the end of the day, and how do I cope it? Um, you have to tailor fit also the needs. There's a saying that traditional and the digital world should be hand in hand. It all depends on what they like. What do I love with this job? Number one, I just in love embracing people and change. I just love people who always remember me come rain or shine, whether I have business or not. Especially right now, I have to be honest with you. I know that why I'm here is because I have a very strong faith. Especially, I have a strong batch from College of the Holy Spirit. Oh my gosh, there's a prayer group, and I know they're watching right now. And I have a family, siblings, the Achacoso clan and the Cruz clan, especially my children. Oh, by the way, the angels are watching it right now because I name my children after the angels I propagate. And I wouldn't have done anything if I didn't pray uh, up there and ask for guidance. And truly, Butch, you are heaven sent. Ferdinand, you are. I don't know what will happen after this because they were telling me, Susie, it's about time that you show yourself to the world because there will be more people you're gonna help. And to be honest with you, Butch was telling me, "Where's your website?" You are my website, Butch, remember? That's why I didn't have a choice. I had to ask Criato Consultancy. I said, Edward, do my website. Sabi niya, oh, tita, okay. Susie, where's your 30-second there? I don't have one. Do I have to make one? Can't you just tell them about me? No, it's about time. Okay, I don't have a choice. I'm not scripted. I don't have a script in front of me. And every show, I just read about maybe it's something that when you love it, that's why you were asking about what you do, what you love about your job.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the material things. In fact, I knew for a fact that I was born to touch lives because I'm very new age person. And I remember when I was a kid, a fortune teller told me, you know, you will be rich in a different form, but you will make people rich. And I think it's true. And
Mm-hmm.
my richness, I don't look forward to a lot of money. I don't even have money to invest. Especially, I do big projects like Double Dragon, Mary Mart. I do the IPO and the print ads. But oh no. But I'm happy the way I am. And people say that you make a budget based on a plan. But I'll be honest with you. I make a plan based on the budget. If you give me this, I'll give you 10 times the value or more. And what is important, there are some unsolicited advice from my end that you will learn that you will pay a consultant, which I will not charge you. And always I will tell my friends, I may be a single proprietorship company, but I have a heart of a corporation and the soul of a corporation. And because I know, Ferdinand, that your project is going to end with Butch, You will touch so many lives. In fact, I have some inquiries already about your show, but I said you are the one choosing the guests. So, and I know a lot are lined up also with you. If it is a twice a month show, I don't know. Sponsors might be on your side, for this,
You-
this is all
and
love.
and then all of that will only come about because of all the association and the collaboration. So as much as
Yeah.
I love, there's always going to be somebody who's a catalyst or rather the instigator of it. At the end of the day, it's still going to be a team player, and I'll always be grateful that whatever the show brings in terms of the message and trying to get people to promote Philippine products, whether going out or U.S. products coming in, it doesn't matter. We're all trying to just benefit everyone that's a part of the show. Now, I know that I want to ask you this question because it's relevant to what's happening now in this COVID times. But before I do that, Butch, did you want to add on to what Susie was saying? Maybe another perspective of what she just said.
But one of the things that I learned from Susie's collaboration, she's willing to adjust, she's willing to work with a team. And for me,
Mhm.
that's very important, especially now. We might be socially distant, but we are socially in touch. Okay.
Mhm.
We may be afar, but virtuality does not give us a gap. No, I mean, you're able to put across the message. And that's the reason why, even with this show, we just, are we, 2 weeks already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
we're
Yeah.
2 weeks together, and it has produced so much already. Both like Happy Life, we have Joe Sevilla, who's now in touch with Yodel.
Mhm.
Uh, Aldrich, who's now in touch with with Susie.
Well,
And
Aldrich just made a comment. You see, that's in front of you. He's
yeah,
watching the show.
Yeah.
yeah. Aldrich, you're watching half a day. Yeah, that's what they call it in Guam. Okay, half a day.
Well, I want to ask this last question and sort of drive this whole interview home. Now, specifically now that we have this pandemic, and it seems to be, I'd like to say at least everything is relative, but I know in the Philippines there's definitely some challenges. But in this situation with the pandemic, what advice would you give anybody, Susie, that's trying to break into the PR industry or marketing, but not necessarily just because of the pandemic, but give some words of wisdom for anyone who's trying to figure out if this is what they want to do, moving forward. So give us a little bit of a sending off wisdom, if you may, please, Susie.
Yeah, number one, you have to embrace the change and just focus on the strengths. I'll be honest with you, I didn't immediately embrace the change. It took a Butch Bartolome and a support group of classmates, batchmates, and siblings that serve as the intravenous to my life. My family, oh my, without them, I wouldn't be. They really supported me the first 3 months. But right now, what I'm telling you is just embrace the change. Just be happy. Look for a Butch Bartolome or a Ferdinand, and or get into your closet and see for yourself that there are treasures around you. I felt that there's always prosperity amidst adversity. And never forget the malasakit or empathizing with people. Not because that they're used to this one na, oh no, my God, Susie, naku, you design something that is tailor fitted for them. You just always give more. Do not consider. Minsan na, sometimes people, you are into a point that people feel na, oh my, you must be very expensive. I said no, just believe in yourself. And once you want to do PR or marketing, make sure it is in your heart, not because you wanted to be like somebody. And a lot of people were telling me, like the youth around 28 years old, Tita, I'd like to be like you. I said, take it literally or not, or physical. I always kid them, and they said, you don't sound like 61. I said, wear happy colors, be a happy person, um, embraced by God's light. That's all. and make sure that your partners or your clients become your family. And
Mhm.
every year I tell you, this is the first time in the history. Every last Wednesday of January, I do pasasalamat, which is Thanksgiving for media and clients. I cross promote them, whether they make it or not. They make business out of things. It's
Mhm.
up to you. It's a world, and sometimes it's so nice also that they remember you also, that because of them everything is there. So just word of advice, just embrace the change, be yourself. And Butch, what's our favorite word? Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Don't be tense. Come on, Susie. It's just a show. Nothing. Now, I think I talk much. I didn't know magwa 1 hour na.
Well, the reality that I want to recap what we just discussed. I personally have discovered someone amazing in terms of how you can help a lot of U.S. manufacturers go into the Philippines. But you're used to that, so you are a professional with a heart, just like what everybody said. You try to create a connection, because you can't tell people's story if you don't
Yeah.
know what they're all about. And how are
Yes.
you going to know somebody how they're all about, or the company, if you can't get them to talk to you because they don't like you? So obviously that comes into play, your success and all the people that you work with, because you get them to talk about their business, and you figure out a way to tell their message and figure out how to spread that message. And that's what you've done. So the show From Local to Global is very fortunate to have you. But before I sign off, but I want Butch to maybe say something in terms of what, to sign off in terms of what Susie's all about also, and summarize what we just did.
But I think one of the things that I'd like to leave my thought is that the saying "birds of the same feather flock together." I mean, here we are. We are telling the world, uh, the experts. We are not experts as in super experts, but we are experts with the heart. And really, this Planet 63 show goes to show that, hey, you're an exporter, you're an importer, you're an entrepreneur. Let's work together. You got the experts, okay? And that's what we're after, right, Ferdinand?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm hoping that what we've just done with the show, US and Philippines, it is doing that, trying to create some sort of bridge amongst all of our resources working together and for a bigger picture. I might get all dramatic on you, so I won't, but that's exactly what I visualize for everyone collaborating at the end of the day. So if Susie, do you have any last thing? I know that Butz said what he wanted to say, but I want to give you one more opportunity to say what you have to say, and then I'm going to go ahead and sign off.
Okay, number one, I may be a single proprietorship company, but I have a heart and soul of our corporation. In life, always go back to your humble beginnings, and at the same time, be embraced by God's light. It's always God, family, and friends. And at the end of the day, you always have to say three important things in life. You always have to say thank you, I'm sorry, it's my mistake, and tell everybody I love you. That's all. Ha! By the way, I forgot something. Have a happy life, use happy colors, and that's me.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here, okay, guys? So
Okay. God bless.
I just want to go ahead and thank you for taking the time to watch this edition of Planet 63 From Local to Global, the expert edition. I was joined by Bertz Bartolome, the Philippine franchise guru, and also the queen of marketing, Susie, of Gifted. I want to keep saying, I don't want to keep saying Gifted Minds, but Creative Minds. But she's all of that, because she just overwhelmed me with everything that she's saying, because we weren't just talking about marketing, the profession. We're talking about dealing with people, right? So at the end of the day, what this show is trying to do is trying to help a lot of people in terms of using business, in terms of importing and exporting, and all of the things that we need to do to help one another. And this is the platform to do that. So with that being said, please continue to stay tuned to watch the regular show, Planet 63, From Local to Global. You'll see all these lovely people again, Susie and Butz. They'll be coming back and be able to continue to help U.S. manufacturers and vice versa. So again, thank you so much, and I appreciate all of you for staying tuned. And I hope to see you in about 2 weeks. Take care, everybody.
Welcome to the Planet 63 Virtual Business Matchmaking Show, the next evolution of discovering Philippine and US-made products and services. This is the show that helps create global sales opportunities and bring Philippine and US-made products and services go from local to global. Thank you for watching the show, and now please welcome the host of Planet 63.